Defendant, that's Hightower.
Have you fellas had a chance to go over the report and recommendation?
We did, and it's,
Anything you want to add?
yes. Mr. Hightower has been vocal with this mightily, over the facts of the case, and he's taking responsibility for it, but he's struggling with it a little bit. When this happened on this, it was last September. He separated, that's it.
Right.
He went their separate ways, and he had no idea that there was even a criminal case until it popped up months later.
Mm-hmm.
He works, he's got a good job, and the recommendation is for a pretty intensive management, which I think is enough for my client. I don't think the substance abuse evaluation, and I don't think the random testing is needed, and here's why. There's nothing in the report that the victim thought that it was because of drink.
Okay.
He doesn't have any history of drinking. He has no problems with drinking. I mean, if you look at his record, he's never been in trouble. And I think as a form of punishment on this, I think if he does that 26-week anger management, which is, like I said, that's intensive, and
Yep, it is.
if he's willing to do it, then he's ready to do it. But I don't think we have to go down the drinking aspect.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay. Anything else? Mr. Hightower, don't feel you have to add anything, but if you want to add it, that's the time right now.
Like I remember when, like, to just let this go.
Okay. Get it behind you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, this was a delayed sentence recommendation from the prosecutor. So I'll go along with that under 769.4A for 12 months, stay out of trouble, no new criminal offenses. I'm going to adopt the recommendation in full, but I will scratch 6 and 9. Those are the substance abuse evaluation and the ongoing testing. Court costs are assessed amount of $1,000. Before you leave the building, I either want the $1,000 paid or I want a plan in place so when you leave, we know what the plan is. Understood? What's that?
they made it, of course.
Just gonna pay it and be done with it? Okay, all right. So stay out of trouble, knock out those terms, and then at the end of 12 months, we can dismiss. Good luck.
Yeah, no, so we're gonna go out of time.
We're here. We're here.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Somebody said Leanne looked cold when she was in courtrooms.
What? Wait, it's not, it's full energy.
All right, YouTube, the latest on the chickens, I've got 5 new hens who have been freeloading for over a week now. They're not laying any eggs. And my granddaughter tends to name the roosters and the hens when she can tell them apart, but now we've got 5 hens that look like cookie cutter birds and she has trouble naming them. But the rooster's name is Neville. Kind of a cool rooster name.
How long does the ducks are gone?
Yeah.
How long does it usually take for them to start laying?
Well, they're all old enough to be laying eggs. So at first I thought it was just a disruption of moving them over. And now I'm hoping it's just because, I wouldn't want to lay an egg. It's 98 degrees outside, so I'm hoping that's what it is, but I don't like feeding chickens that don't provide.
They're freeloading. But you do, what about the geese? Ricky and Desi?
Ricky and Lucy. Yeah. No, we haven't seen them in a while, but we usually don't. I mean,
Just they come.
once they nest and they leave, we'll get periodic visits. We've had a couple visits since they laid or they hatched, but They're not permanent residents. Yeah, so when Evelyn informed me that his name was Neville, I said, huh, I was just kind of calling him Blackie. She said, no, his name is Neville. So Theo looked at me and said, his name can be Neville Blackie. I'm like, okay, so Rooster has a last name now. It works.
She had a medical procedure yesterday, and it sounds like she's pretty on with it.
You want to reschedule?
Yes.
I got no problem with that. Yeah. Murray, come on up. Do me a favor, just hand this to Emily, and then can you schedule from here, or you got to do it downstairs? Yeah. We'll get you rescheduled. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Going up north to do some golfing, but it's pretty smoky.
You know what I heard on the radio today? They were talking that a lot of people from northern Michigan were reporting in yesterday that they're waking up in their cars, their boat docks, everything covered in ash.
That's what the people I'm going with think it's okay to go. It's okay with me. I don't have any issues, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
Isn't that crazy though? How far it's coming?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah. I remember last year.
Well, you know, part of it, and I got a buddy of mine that lives up north who he retired from the DNR, and his post-retirement gig is he'll run a fire for the federal government. So like they'll send him to Utah, and he's got like the whole fire's under his, command. So it's all the equipment, all the men. He's just managing the whole thing. So he knows fire. And a couple of years ago, when things were so bad out in LA, he and I were talking about it, and he said, the problem is, he said, the reason we're having so many more devastating fires than we used to is because the environmentalists, in a lot of places, the environmentalists are setting the tune on how we manage our forests. So the environmentalists just want hands off. Well, the problem with that is then all that stuff that's dying and falling is fuel. So whereas, it used to be we manage our forest more, in my opinion, responsibly, right? You'd have a fire, but there wasn't a lot of fuel, so it couldn't, you could get it out.
You can see, like where you live on that. If you just let everything sit there.
It piles up. It piles up.
Move it, it's good.
Yeah.
That was a big critic in Canada now. I've read about that a lot, that
They're not, they're not managing the forest, right? Right. Well, and I got into a conversation, this was years ago, I got into a conversation with somebody. We were talking about, because we got that acreage up north in the family. We've been cutting trees off it for years, and I got in a conversation with somebody who was saying, well, why don't you just leave it alone? It worked for centuries before the white man got here and started harvesting it. And I'm like, no, it didn't. Because the Native Americans used to burn forests out because they knew every so often they had to burn things out to get the new growth.
And if they do that, without, sort of nature.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Maybe sense.
No. No.
But
Have a good one. Mr. Graziati, what do you got?
I got a,
Give me a name.
President, President Charlie,
What's the first one? Theodore what?
Theodore President,
Breslin with a T?
yeah, put it the,
Got it.
and,
All right, Mr. Tresvan, come on up. Good morning.
please step aside.
Counsel, your appearance.
I'm not saying on behalf of, Mr. Theodore President, please identify yourself. Judge, he is guilty, he's, not attended the work program with an explanation. So
Okay.
he works at the, Amazon, it's currently getting fixed and.
Okay. Okay. All right, when are you gonna be back on the road, do you know?
Well, all of it will be,
So probably a couple weeks?
7 hours getting all the thing.
Okay. All right, I'll give you a chance to reschedule without penalty. From now on, there's gonna be penalty. So currently you owe us 6 days, correct?
Yeah.
All right, get those rescheduled. Give yourself some cushion. So if you think the car is gonna be on the road next week, let's start your schedule at least 2 weeks down the road. All right? Good luck. Who's next?
The next one is Chris Corley, sir.
Corley, come on up.
Record John Ross County, clearing on behalf of Chris Christopher Corley is my, please identify yourself.
Hello, Brown. My name is Christopher Corley, COR.
Thank you.
The opportunity to review anything. I'm not aware of the particulars in this matter.
Let's get on the same page. So on March 17th, Mr. Corley was sentenced on a fail to display a valid license charge. $500 and 30 hours community service to be completed by June 1. On May 7th, he paid his money. On May 7th, he requested an extension on the 30 hours. I told him if he provided proof of 15 hours by June 1, we'd give him until July 1 to do the balance of 15 hours. We never saw anything between that date and June 1, so he was show caused. That's where we're at.
Judge, again, this gentleman appears to be an upstate citizen.
I wasn't about to speak for myself at this time.
You want to, you can.
I completed from July 1st, I did complete the 30 hours, and I still because I know more about the case. So,
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
so I still volunteer at the center now doing community garden.
Which center?
Destiny for Greatness on 555 now.
Downtown? Okay. Okay. All right. So you got documentation of 30 hours?
Yes, I do. I have a letter of my uncle, but I also got the young lady email.
I like paper. Yeah. Did you get anything?
It was.
Very much. I have the email. I talked to her this morning downstairs.
Okay. Can you confirm?
They're looking to file.
Hold on. I got a piece of paper in the file. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got it. The email came in. All right. Yeah. You're good to go then. Close the file.
Last one, sir, is Donald McCline. Can you step up, sir? Thank you. For the record, John Constantine, hearing behalf of Donald McCline. Judge, he has violated the terms and conditions of probation.
Hold on just a minute. Spell the name. Oh, there it is. I got it. Never mind. Go ahead.
Judge, he has violated terms and conditions of probation, but with an explanation. He was in a car accident.
Ooh, how you doing? When was the accident? Okay.
Judge, there's not going into details of a no fault action. There hasn't been any financial progress there. And again, I'm not fully aware of the particulars in that matter. But he's without health insurance at this time. And from substance abuse treatment and the testing he does need health care. The payments, he doesn't have any money, hasn't worked since that time. His wife does work as a nurse, but has only recently gotten employment. So Mr. McCline has not been,
Okay. Okay. So if I understand correctly, Mr. Rowley, basically since March 19th for the sentencing, he hasn't done anything, including report. Okay.
She does have a disability hearing on the 23rd of September. It seems like forever, but based upon what he's going through right now, I've done a few of them in my career many moons ago, but I would believe that he would qualify. This gentleman can barely walk, and I think he'll be up to snuff in terms of getting Medicare and eventually completing substance abuse with testing and most importantly, all the payments.
Okay. If you want to.
As far as with reporting, at the time of sentence, you allow me to video call or phone call in to report, which I did. I phone called in, reported in April of this year, and I tried to go to. I went to the location on Grassley in Roseville, Michigan, to do the urine analysis, but I didn't have the money to pay for the testing, and I needed the health insurance, so I couldn't follow through at that time. But I've been in contact. I called my probation officer twice, and I've been in contact with her through email.
All right. Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever told anybody that when I put them on probation for drinking and driving that they could report by phone. Probably what I told you is you wouldn't have to report in person every month, but initially there'd probably be some in person. That's what I normally tell people. I don't have a specific memory of what I told you. Have you had any contact with him?
I believe you reported, yeah, his first month in April, no report in May. But no, I know he did reach out to me regarding the testing, saying
Okay.
that, have the.
Right.
Do so. But limited to communication.
Right. What's your recommendation?
Would be jail closed.
Judge, again, I can respect how the court is frustrated while with Mr. Rowley, but I'm asking for a continuation. This gentleman doesn't have a dime to his name right now, and he hasn't worked and, he hasn't got any payments from the, no fault action. He may not get it because of some issue, but that's neither here nor there. He, will qualify for social security disability, and that would put him in a path to, compliance with having the health insurance. Complete disclosure. Although he was a bit foolish in his initial response.
I'll give you the same deal I gave you on the last one. We'll review it August 20th, but I gotta see some kind of action. I gotta see some kind of plan. I mean, this is July 16th. I sentenced on March 19th and literally nothing's been done. And all of what you need to do doesn't cost money. There are ways to do, I mean, there are substance abuse programs out there somewhere that you don't have to have insurance for. But you gotta, if you can't just do everything without fail, then you gotta be seeking help from probation all the time. Because the monkey's on your back. She's not the one that goes to jail if I get fed up. Understood? All right. Good luck.
Judge, thanks.
You're welcome. So Heather, you want to rent a farm? Want to